You are live. Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday. It is Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and I am here for my next session of What the Health is Wrong with You? Come on into my live session. I've been waiting for you guys because today's topic is a good one, a really, really good one. So come on in. Let me give everybody a chance to come in. Let me say hi because I can see you. Maybe let me put my glasses on and I can see you and say hi to you guys that are coming in. Hi, Lizette, who joined, Denora, Stacy, Latoya. Come on in, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm on 3 different platforms. So if you see me looking in different directions, that's because I got YouTube and Facebook over here, Instagram over here, and TikTok over here. Oh, I'm getting some hearts from over there. Hi, Abby and Mommy. Hi, Veronica. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Cartier Love. Hello, Chatting Chippy. I love these names. They're so cute. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Today, we are going to talk about what the health is wrong with you. And our topic today is hair loss. This is a topic that everyone can relate to because at some point in time in your life, you may be the person who is going to experience hair loss. And when we experience hair loss, most of us have no clue why, but because you hear them say, go buy this product, it's going to help your hair grow, you run to the store to buy a hair product, and then you see it's still not working. So today, I am going to spill the tea and let you know why you really are losing hair and what's going on behind your hair loss and your hair thinning. And I am going to explain to you that buying topical products is not enough because it's an internal problem. So hello, everyone, come on in. Knowing is elevation. Absolutely. Clap, clap, clap to you. And knowledge is power. So the only thing I can tell you is I am just the messenger delivering a message. It is something that I have learned. And I am the type of person, when I learn things, I have to share it with the world. Hello, everybody over here on YouTube. Irene, Elisa, Gail. Hi, guys. Come on in. Oh, thank you, Elisa. You said my products are awesome. Thank you, my love. I've worked really hard to make sure that my products represent a nutritional base. They're plant-based. So thank you. Hello, Gio Osborne. Good day to you. Your first time joining me. Well, I'm going to need you to hit the subscribe button so that you can stay on. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Hi, Deb. Good to see you here on YouTube. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, Willie. How are you? Hi, Britt. Hi, Rhonda. And so, no, I'm not going to go through a whole 10 minutes of saying hi to everybody because I got some people like, listen, get to the point. I need to move on. So, but I got to give people time to come in. We start at 1 and I like to start on time. So again, I want to tell you, for all of you who are coming in, today's topic of what the health is wrong with you, we're talking about because I'm reading at the same time. We're talking about hair loss. We're talking about the causes of hair loss. We're talking about what's going on with your hair loss. And I'm going to tell you at the end a really simple solution that can really help you finally realize what's going on with your hair so we can get that hair growing back. So again, come on in, everybody. The first thing I want to do is introduce myself for all of you who do not know me and haven't been on my live or haven't subscribed to my channels. My name is Debbie Williams. I am a board certified nutritionist who specializes in gut health, liver health, and kidney health. I am also a specialist in hair and skin. And my journey began over 20 years ago as a hairstylist. And it's crazy when people go, how'd you go from a hairstylist to where you are now? But there's a method to my madness. I started my journey as a hairstylist, and what was happening, and I know for all of you who know this story, you understand I got to share this story every week for all the new people that's coming in because they want to know who I am. And I want them to know who I am because I want you to stay with me. I want you to follow me. I want to teach you how to learn how to heal your body, how to eat natural foods, how to get off those medications, how to understand why you're not sleeping at night and why you got inflammation and why you got belly fat and all the stuff. So I just got to tell them a little bit about who I am. So just hold on for everybody who already know who I am. But as a hairstylist, when someone would sit in my chair and I would see that they were starting to experience some form of hair loss or some form of scalp problems or even acne, I said, I need you to go to your doctor. Your body is talking to you. It's telling you something is wrong. Everyone went to the doctor. They'd come back and go, Debbie, I've been. The doctor says I'm fine. Well, out of my frustration, I was like, yeah, no, they're not looking in the right place. What did they do? And most people said, well, they took some urine, they took some blood, they took my pressure. And I always knew that's not enough to really find out what's going on with hair, with the internal problem. So I decided to take measures into my own hand. And I started studying trichology, which is the study of hair and scalp disorders. And even when I studied trichology, which to me, I think trichologists are amazing people. I feel they're just as smart as a dermatologist, but without that dermatology degree, it wasn't enough for me. I'm very analytical. I need to know the why. I was the kid growing up that I would take the toy apart just to see how I can put it back together. And trichology didn't answer my questions. Trichology led me to unknown answers like, why does a person have psoriasis? Well, we really don't know. We really think it's genetics. To me, I'm going, yeah, no, then why is it in the genetics? Why is it in the genes? And so that led me to thinking that I wanted to become a medical doctor. But once I realized that becoming a Western medicine doctor, I would only be writing prescriptions, never really spending enough time with my patient, because if you don't know, our doctors are really supposed to spend 10 minutes or less with the person. And if you think about it, you spend more time with their practitioner, their nurse, and everyone else, but not the doctor. And at the end of the day, our doctors, no disrespect because I love them, their job is to write a prescription. Their job is to treat symptoms. I didn't want to treat a symptom. I wanted to get to the bottom. I want to get to the root cause. So my path just kept me learning. And it led me down a naturopathic path. It led me down a holistic path. And that's where I got the knowledge. That's where I got my whys answered. That's where everything made sense. And I said, yep, this is where I need to be. Because with holistic and naturopathic care, everything was being taken care of. The answers was in nature. The answers was in everything natural. The answers was that food is medicine, and that if we want to heal the body, one, we have to go and see what's wrong with the body internally, and then address it using nature, using food as medicine. So that's how I became a nutritionist, because when I addressed everything came back to minerals and vitamins. And without a mineral, you cannot survive. And without vitamins, you cannot survive. And without all of those main nutrients internally, which is helping your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, all parts of your body's function, that's when I said, well, nutrition is the key, because it's your diet. So that's why I became a nutritionist. And when I tell you through my journey, it's been over a decade here in this space, I have seen hundreds, maybe even thousands of people change their lives using food as medicine, from no longer having high blood pressure, from no longer seeing signs of type 2 diabetes, to no longer having an autoimmune issue, to no longer seeing the signs of cancers, the tumors, the cysts, to now losing weight naturally because you finally realized that it was your gut and your liver that was really holding you back from being able to lose your weight. So everything I learned was about nature. It was about nutrients. So now I share my story. I share my journey. I share everything that I learned with you. And I've actually been in the social media space for over 10 years. I'm not a new kid on the block here, but I am a new kid on the block doing these lives. But I went to social media years ago to share my story, to tell the world, hey, listen, this is what's going on in your body. You got to stop eating the processed foods. You got to leave the sugar alone. You got to do this. You got to do that. Trust me. And like I said, to this day, there may be hundreds of thousands of people that I literally have helped change their life and their health. I am my own testimonial. I used to be a person, I had a heavy sweet tooth. I was probably 15 pounds heavier some time ago. It was so many different things going on with me. I was a person where out of 4 weeks out of a month, I would be sick with stomach pains. 3 weeks out of that 4 weeks, doubled over in pain. They had been to every doctor. My parents had taken me to every doctor you could think of, and nobody could ever find anything wrong with me. They told me I had gas. They told me I had all kinds of issues that was relating to gas. And I knew it wasn't gas. But again, after my own studies, I healed myself. I don't have any stomach issues anymore. I've lost weight without even trying. My mental state is so much better than what it once was, because our mental behaviors has a lot to do with our diet, our gut, our hormones, all of that. So let me jump on in today. Thanks for the hearts, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Today, we're talking about hair loss, and it is a topic that touches everybody's heart. If you have not experienced hair loss yet, I'm here to tell you there's going to be a time where it may and it will affect you. But most people, when you're experiencing hair loss, Miss Debbie, can hair regrow once it's lost? Absolutely. That's what we're going to talk about today. Most people, when you are experiencing hair loss, a lot of people just think that it's normal. I'm here to tell you, losing a lot amount of hair is not normal. No, yes, shedding is normal. You are supposed to shed hair. We shed about 100 hairs a day, but I'm not talking about the typical shedding. I'm talking about that hair loss. I'm talking about the bald spot in the middle of your head. I'm talking about the strands of hair thinning, and it used to be a thick strand and now it's thin. I'm talking about the texture of your hair completely changing. That is not normal. That is a side effect of your lifestyle. Just like medicines have side effects, your lifestyle have a side effect too. So here's what I want to tell you about hair. Hair grows naturally, and it is the fastest growing cell in our body. So why would a cell that's so important to your body just decide to fall out? Well, when you start to lose your hair, it's actually your body telling you that something is going on internally. That is a symptom of your body talking to you. Your body is like, listen, I've been trying to get your attention. You're not paying me any mind. So now I'm going to have to go for the hair. But that was in a smart, sarcastic type of way. But honestly, when you start losing hair, when your hair is thinning and you have scalp problems, all of these things is just your body's way of getting your attention to tell you something is going on internally. Unfortunately, most of us don't pay attention to the signs, and it only becomes obvious when your hair is really thin. You can't keep that same style you used to have. You can't hold a curl. Now you realize that everybody's looking at the top of your head. But by that time, it had been going on for so long, and you continue to ignore it. But what I want to share with you today is most of our hair loss is due to these 10 different reasons. And I'm going to share with you the reasons, and then I'm going to go into deeper of what those reasons are. One, you're losing hair because of a nutritional deficiency in your body. Remember, I mentioned in the very beginning, the minerals is what sustains you. We can't survive without calcium, magnesium, iron, copper, zinc, selenium, potassium, phosphorus, sodium, sulfur. And I know I'm missing probably 5 or 6 more. That is your lifeline. That's your fuel that ignites your organs in your body. You also need vitamins A, vitamins B, and you need a lot of vitamin B, the whole B complex system. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and that's another one. We need a lot of vitamin D. These are all the things that your body must have to help the organs and gland function properly. So just picture it as like your body is a car engine, and just like a car, in that engine, your engine could be brand new, but if it doesn't have any fuel, if it doesn't have any gas, the car can't run. Well, for your body to run, you need copper, iron, zinc, magnesium, calcium, potassium. This is what you need. Your body cannot produce the minerals, or another name for minerals are nutrients. Your body cannot produce these nutrients. Your body relies on you to give it its nutrients. And you give your body that fuel, those nutrients, through the foods you eat. Everything that grows from the ground has every mineral and every vitamin that the body must have. But most of us, that's the first thing, you don't know that. And then you may be eating such a diet that is so poor, so processed, you're really not giving your body any nutrients. And so that's what could happen. Now, I'm going to explain to you in a little while how you wind up getting a nutritional deficiency, but that is one of the 10 reasons why you lose hair. Another reason is a hormone imbalance. When the body is imbalanced, when there is the role of estrogen and testosterone has a lot to do with that, and even cortisol. When the body cannot produce, or the body doesn't have a balance of hormones, you will start to lose hair. And again, I'm going to tell you at the end what happens and why you will have a hormone imbalance. Stress, the impact of cortisol will cause you to lose hair. And when we're talking cortisol, we're talking about the adrenal glands. And I'm going to explain to you how the adrenal glands play a role in that. Genetics, of course, hereditary factors do have a lot to do with that, but not in all cases. Medication. Many of you that's on so many medications, you have no idea that your hair loss and your hair thinning is because of the medication. Now, why is the medication causing the hair loss? It's not that the medication is causing the hair loss. It is because that medication, which most prescription medications, there's chemicals in it, there's synthetics in it, it's making your liver work harder. So your liver have a hard time breaking down medication. Your liver has to break down everything you put in the body, toxins and all that. And when the liver starts to struggle, the gut starts to struggle, the other organ starts to struggle. Now you're having malabsorption issues because you're not able to absorb nutrients because the liver can't do its job and the kidney can't do its job. And so in return, you will start to lose hair. Poor gut health is what we were just talking about. When our gut is jacked up, you will start to lose hair. And gut health, many people are hearing now about gut health, but it's not a topic that has been talked about for long. Even though Hippocrates told us 2,000 years ago that every disease begins in the gut. Now science is finally catching up with it and saying, you know what? Yeah, we think that's so. At one point in time, they just said the digestive system, all it does is just digest food and nothing else. But now they're learning that the digestive system, which starts from your mouth all the way to your anus, has a lot to do with how you handle everything. All diseases begin in the gut. Aging has a lot to hair loss, but then again, aging and hair loss means that there's a nutritional deficiency. The body is not being able to absorb something. Maybe the body is not getting estrogen. Maybe the body is lacking in zinc and copper. But again, all of these 10 reasons why you lose hair has a lot to do with your gut. Environmental factors, pollution, all those things. And again, having a poor liver health, a poor kidney health, a poor gut health, again, will cause a lot of hair loss. So the reason why I want to bring this up to many of you, because if you go into your bathroom and you open up your bathroom cabinets, you will see a whole lot of hair products that says it's going to grow your hair back. We've all been there, all sorts of lotion, potions, and cream. But what I want to help you understand is that you cannot fix a hair loss problem externally alone. You have to address the internal issue first, because the hair loss, if it's not because you colored your hair and you put some bad color in it and it's a chemical, then it's not an external problem. It is an internal problem. And until you address the internal problem of your hair loss, your hair will continue to come out. And many of you can relate to that, because you may say, you know, I've been dealing with hair loss for many years, and now this is why I wear this wig, this is why I wear this hat, this is why I do all these different things. But it is because you were addressing the external part of the hair loss, not the internal part of the hair loss. And one thing that I need everyone to understand is that the minerals in your body is the key factor. So I am going to explain to you about minerals and the role that it plays in your hair, and when there is a deficiency of these specific minerals, what it will do to your hair. Now, first of all, minerals are essential for growth, for vitality, and for your well-being. They provide structural support in bones and teeth, and they maintain the body's pH and water balance. It also helps with nerve activity, muscle contractions, energy production, and enzyme reactions. So basically, I want to say your minerals is like the spark plugs of your life. I always relate things to a car. If a spark plug go out, you're going to have car problems. Well, it's the same with your body. If a mineral is deficient, if you're lacking in a mineral, or if you have too much of a mineral, meaning your body's not absorbing it at all, then you're going to start having problems in your health. Now, ideally, we should get all of our minerals from a balanced diet. But like I said, unfortunately, in today's world, this is rarely possible. From modern farming techniques to fertilizers to depleted soils that no longer have rich mineral content in it, environmental stuff, chemicals, and food additives, a stressful life, all of that will contribute to a nutritional imbalance. I guess that's the best word that I can say. And many health conditions are aggravated by a mineral imbalance. and toxic heavy metals. That plays a major role in there too. All of these things can cause cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol levels, high blood pressure, learning difficulties, autoimmune issues, migraines, weight gain, all of that from just a mineral being imbalanced. So let me jump into helping you understand why it's so important that you understand minerals. So somebody here, I'm going to try to answer questions on the end. Can I do anything with my cicatricial alopecia? So I'll just talk about that real quickly. Jasmine, who asked that question, I have had many people come to me who I never forget the first person who came to me, a beautiful young lady, and she was told that she had cicatricial alopecia, scarring alopecia. And she had this huge bald spot in the crown of her head. When she took her hat off, and you could see in her face, she was depressed. She didn't even want me to see it. But she saw me, she read about me, and she came to see me. And I explained to her what needs to happen. And, I told her, I said, I know you've been buying hair products for a long time. You've done all kinds of things, spent thousands of dollars on PRP therapy and all these different things. But here's the thing. If no one is ever addressing your internal issue, then you're not going to get the hair back. Now, with scar and alopecia, it says that you have scar tissue on your scalp, and it's not going to allow hair to grow. But here's what I found out in my own practice, because this was a young lady who was told that, and I had many people said that too. We did a test in my practice, which is called a hair mineral analysis. Now, a hair mineral analysis is a test where we take samples of your hair and we actually analyze the sample, because your hair holds all of the minerals in your body. Your hair is like the original storyteller of your life. It tells everything about you. And taking samples of her hair allowed me to see what toxins she had in her body, allowed me to see the levels of her calcium, her magnesium, her copper, her zinc, all of that. Once we got her test back, we saw she was deficient in so many minerals. Well, we changed her diet. We did a whole lot of other things to help her body now be able to absorb minerals. And within, I would say, a couple of months, she started growing hair back. This same beautiful young lady. And I have testimonial of pictures of her big bald spot in her head to now this young lady has a head full of hair. So Jasmine, to answer your question, I have done it, because even if it is diagnosed as scarring alopecia, it really could be that the follicle, it just might be a dormant follicle. There may be nothing coming to the follicle, because the hair on the outside of your head is dead. Hair is a living cell within the body. And just like I said, your body needs fuel. Well, hair needs fuel too. Hair needs nutrients also to live strong and healthy. And your blood, I would call it the transporter. When you eat a food and your body starts to break it down, and the liver plays a part in that, the nutrients from the foods that you have eaten, your blood take those nutrients, and your blood now transport it through your body, giving all your organs and glands nutrients. Unfortunately, our hair and our skin is the last stop on the train when the blood is transporting nutrients to our organs and glands. So if you're already lacking and if you're already deficient, then it's likely that whatever nutrient you ate that day, there wasn't enough to get to the hair. So now this is another reason why we lose a lot of hair, because hair is not able to get the nutrients it needs. It's last on the totem pole. And in regards to the young lady that I was sharing you with telling you that she was told that she had scarring alopecia and her hair could never grow back. Well, we changed as a nutritionist, and that's what I do. I changed her diet to the foods that she needed. After I saw in her mineral report that she was lacking on specific minerals, now we upped these types of foods. It's like, okay, you need to eat more of foods rich in potassium. You need more foods rich in zinc. You need more foods rich in copper. And I built her out meal plans in regards to these type of foods. And there was a lot more that was involved, basically giving her things that she needed to rebuild her body, to boost her immune system, to detox. There was a lot of things going on. But what had happened was that dormant follicle now became an activated follicle again. And now nutrients through blood was being fed to that follicle. And this is how hair was able to grow. And it obviously pushed through what we saw was scarring tissue. So I am here to say that it has happened many times. That it's been an amazing and wonderful experience. But let me go through some of the minerals so you can understand what these minerals do for your body and understand why it's very important that you eat healthy. The bottom line is this conversation is explaining to you that if you do not eat right, then eventually you are going to start to have health problems. And one of those health problems is hair loss. And when we get hair loss, oh, that's when everybody's like, oh, I'm depressed. I can't cope. You know, hair loss is one of those things. And this is why I think when I started my journey, hair loss was the main thing that I wanted to focus on. It's because I saw what happens to you when you are experiencing hair loss. You lose your self-esteem. You lose your confidence. You don't think you're beautiful. For men, you don't think you're handsome. You feel ashamed. And that leads into depression. And that leads into anxiety. And depression and anxiety, all of those things can lead into something else. And so when I realized that I had a story to tell and that, you know what, your hair loss, what you see on top may not be the issue. Let's try some new things. And when we see results, the person, everything about them, the confidence come back there. They feel beautiful again. So to me, it was a personal thing to really help people understand. And this is why, if all of you know, you go back 6 years ago, you saw that I did that video sharing with you how to use rice water to grow your hair. Some of you on here go like, yeah, I know you look familiar, but I rocked my short pixie cut back then. This is why I went live and said, hey guys, try this rice water tip right here. If you put this on your hair will grow. And thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people started doing it. And now you have major brands have rice water shampoos, conditioners, and treatments and all sorts of things because they saw the benefit of it. But why the rice water worked is because when you fermented that rice in that 24-hour period, you were drawing out minerals, you were drawing out vitamins, you were drawing out amino acids that scalp, that follicle needed, and you were feeding it directly. And this is what helped the hair to grow. So again, it's just me, you know, being the messenger. So what I want you to understand is that if you eat right, if you change your diet, you can change your health, you can change the trajectory of your hair. Your hair can grow back. There is one specific vitamin that has a major role in hair loss. And when I did a video on it, it went viral. And I couldn't understand, well, I was just talking about vitamin D. But I think when we talk about vitamin D, it hit home. Because I bet you half of you on this call, once upon a time, or even to this day, have been told by your doctor that you have a vitamin D deficiency. So if you have a vitamin D deficiency, let's connect the dots to if you are that person that have a vitamin D deficiency and you are also that person that is experiencing hair loss. Here's the dots that we just connected. Your hair loss could very well be because of a lack of vitamin D. Now, there are so many studies and research that show that the role that vitamin D plays. So I wrote it down so I would not forget it and not say it in the right way. So the first thing is vitamin D, which is often hailed as the sunshine vitamin, is actually a powerhouse when it comes to our health. It's not just about bone health. This vitamin plays an important role in cell growth, in immune function, and the regulation of inflammation. So again, if you are on this call and you deal with a lot of inflammation, we got to go and check and see, could it be vitamin D? Because most of the time it really is. Now, our doctors tell us that we have a vitamin D deficiency, but they don't do anything else in regards to it. But no one has told you the connection that your vitamin D deficiency, your inflammation could be because you are lacking in vitamin D. Your hair loss could be because you are lacking in vitamin D. But research has shown that vitamin D receptors, which are like tiny, I would say they're like tiny docking stations for your hair. The vitamin D is present in the hair follicle. So these receptors are crucial for the creation of new hair follicles and for keeping existing ones healthy and strong. So a deficiency in vitamin D could lead to a whole host of problems, including a disruption in the normal cycle of how your hair grows and also shedding. And this will potentially lead to hair loss. Studies have also illuminated the connection that suggests that individuals who have been dealing with alopecia, which is an autoimmune disorder, they've shown that anyone who has an autoimmune disorder also have lower vitamin D levels. So vitamin D plays a major role in that. So what I want you to understand is your hair loss that you're experiencing, your hair loss that you may have had for 7 years, 8 years, it could very well be a vitamin D deficiency. Now, let me tell you some other minerals that could be the cause. And this is for our men too. You're dealing with male pattern baldness. You're dealing with the receding hairline. Everybody, all the men was always told it's genetics. They always like, yeah, well, you receding because your grandfather receded. You're receding because your father receded. And that's what we have taken. We've just decided to just take that, like, okay, I guess it's because my father had it. No, it is because you yourself is dealing with mineral deficiencies. You are probably a vitamin D deficient. You are also probably copper deficient. And here's one thing. Men with male pattern baldness, they connect it and they say the cause is DHT. But here's the thing. Has anyone ever told you what causes DHT? They just tell you DHT caused your hair loss, but nobody said, well, what causes DHT? So here's what could be causing a DHT. A deficiency of the mineral copper can cause your body to have that. When you are deficient in copper, your testosterone levels will rise. And this is what could cause you to now become the victim of male pattern baldness. So when I share all of this, what is the solvent? How do you solve this problem? Well, the first thing I would say is I would get mineral tested. In my practice, I do a test called a hair mineral analysis. And like I said, in this test, we take samples of your hair from the back, the occipital bone. We sample those. We take that to a lab, and the lab tests them. And I work with a world-renowned doctor who has the #1 lab in the country. And this is who I send your samples to. And he analyzes that sample. And because your hair tells the story of your life, from the toxins in your body to the drugs you're taking to everything else, it comes back and shares what you're lacking in. And this is the beginning step for me to help you on your journey to recover your hair, to improve your skin, to lose your weight, to get off your medicines. All of that actually start from that one test first. Then there's other tests that we do, but I got to see what you're working with first, because without me knowing whether you're deficient in magnesium or deficient in calcium, as a nutritionist, I could build you a food plan and you might not need a lot of magnesium. So that's why it's better to do the test. Without that test, most of us are guessing. So all of you who are taking multivitamins because you think that's the right thing to do, what really could be happening is you could actually be overdosing on something that your body don't need. This multivitamin might be giving you a whole lot of iron, but maybe you don't need that much iron. So now in this multivitamin, you got too much iron, and that's going to cause a problem. When we have too much of a mineral or a deficiency of a mineral, it's going to cause a problem. Now, calcium isn't just for strong bones. It's also crucial for healthy hair. It helps your hair to grow and stay strong. Now, when you have a lack of calcium, without enough calcium, your hair will not grow. Your hair will become brittle and weak, and this will lead to hair loss. So if you're on this call and you are a person and you're like, yeah, my hair is very brittle, that is a calcium situation right there. That in many instances, a lot of times your body is not absorbing the calcium that your body is getting. Now, your body stores calcium in your bones and in your teeth. But even if you have enough of it every time you eat, if there's calcium in it, your body's like, oh, she just ate some calcium. Let me go find some place to store it. But what happens is when the body is imbalanced, maybe the calcium that you are storing is not being utilized. So now your calcium still well, I still got to find some place to store it. So guess where your body starts to store that calcium? If there's no room in your bones and teeth because it's not being utilized because you have an imbalance, your body will start to store that calcium in your hair, in your scalp. So if you have dry hair, it wouldn't matter how many times you put moisturizing creams, hydrating shampoos and conditioner, oils and oils and oils, that scalp and hair is still dry, you got a calcium issue. The body is just throwing that calcium on the top of the head. It's like, I got to get rid of it. I got to find some place to do with it. So when we have calcium issues in our body, it's going to cause brittle and weak hair. Now, magnesium is another very important mineral for hair health. Magnesium is like the superhero for hair. It works with calcium to support hair growth, and it also helps in creating new proteins, which your hair needs to stay strong. But if you have a lack of magnesium, your hair will start to fall out easy because the hair follicle isn't strong enough. Remember, it needs that protein. So your situation, if you find that you're losing the whole strand, it could very well be because you are deficient in magnesium. So again, why am I sharing all this with you? Because all of you at one point in time, if you have experienced hair loss, we, including myself, have went and bought all sorts of lotion, potions, and creams to apply to the top of our head. Please understand, hair loss is an internal problem, not an external one. Now, I'm not saying that the products can't work, but it's going to be a temporary factor because we need to address the problem, the internal problem. What are you lacking in the form of nutrition and minerals for the hair cells? Potassium is another very important mineral for hair health. Potassium helps your hair stay hydrated by working with the cells that manage water balance. Now, a lack of potassium can lead to dry, brittle hair that breaks real easy, which will eventually lead to, first you'll have those short pieces in your hair, but then eventually the whole strand may pop off. Iron is so important for your hair. Iron is super important because it helps carry oxygen to your hair follicles. Now, think of it as it's delivering food to your hair to keep it growing strong. So iron plays a major role with delivering oxygen. However, a lack of iron in your hair will actually make your hair get tired, just like you. When you have a lack of iron, you're tired. You don't feel like doing anything. Well, it's the same for your hair, and the hair will not grow. So if you are a person and you go, I don't understand why my hair isn't growing. My hair should be growing. It could very well be because of a lack of iron. Now, again, I'm hoping you guys are taking notes to understand how the connection of minerals, and another name for minerals are nutrients, how the connection of nutrients relates to your hair loss, to your hair thinning, to your scalp problems. It relates to your dandruff, your scalp inflammation. All of it has to do with what's going on in your body in the form of minerals and in the forms of vitamins. Now, copper, I talk about copper all the time because copper is a mineral that I would say does not get enough play in regards to the role that copper plays. So for example, for us women, copper has a lot to do with why we may have heavy periods and a heavy menstrual cycle and why we may have fibroids. Copper plays a major role in that. But copper and iron are two best friends, and copper actually helps your body make melanin. When we are deficient in copper, so here's some things, guys. If you have grayed early or you're starting to gray, that's a telltale sign that you may be copper deficient. And in my practice, when anybody would come into my office, I would always say the first thing and I haven't been wrong yet, but not saying that I won't be, but so far I haven't been. Someone sits in my chair and we're talking about hair loss and I'm looking at their scalp and I go, oh, how old are you? Oh, you got a copper deficiency. But that's before I get the test results. When the test results come back 2 weeks later, and the first thing I look at, there's a copper deficiency. So copper has a lot to do with the melanin, the color of your hair. So when you start to gray early, it's likely that you have a deficiency of copper because copper helps your body to make melanin, which is what helps to give your hair the color. Now, when you're lacking in copper, it will lead to weak hair. It will lead to hair loss. It will lead to a hair that doesn't have any strength. So just know copper is very important. Then there's zinc. Zinc is like the hair coach. Hair cannot function without zinc. It helps repair your hair and it keeps the oil glands around the follicles working right. When there is a lack of zinc, your hair might shed more than usual and it won't grow back as easy, leading to hair thinning. So I'm hoping you guys are taking some notes. These are some very important things for you to understand why you are losing hair. This is very, very important. Again, your hair loss problems, you have to look internally to what your body is telling you. Hair loss is just a symptom of your body saying, listen, I'm having some problems and I need to get your attention. But not only hair loss is just a symptom, pain is also just a symptom that your body is sharing with you to say, I'm having some difficulties. And it also relates back to these problems. So for an example, if you are a person that experiences a lot of headaches, it's likely that your body is telling you it is deficient in potassium. Potassium plays a major role with hydrating the body, with electrolytes and all of that. And when there isn't enough potassium within the body, headaches will occur. migraines can occur. So when I say all this, people are like, oh my God, maybe I need a mineral test. Yeah, I actually do this test myself. I do it once or twice a year to keep up with my own body system. I have everybody in my house do it, from my mother on down the line. And listen, in my practice, we actually do it for pets, for dogs also. Unfortunately, our lab doesn't do it for cats, and I don't know why, because I have a cat and I love my cat. But I do mineral testing on my dogs, and what I found out is all three of my dogs, I have 3 different dogs in 3 different sizes. They all had a high level of aluminum, and I couldn't understand. But at that time, when their aluminum was very high, I was feeding them this high-end dog food that I thought was the best on the planet. A bag was like $90, and I thought I was doing something. But I realized that it had to be the dog food, because that was the only thing that all 3 dogs were doing the same. So obviously in the food, there was aluminum. Well, from that point, I realized that, you know what, I'm a nutritionist and I'm telling people how to eat right. Why am I feeding my dog something from a bag? Would I sit here and eat dry food all day long? So I started cooking for them. I make my dogs get a home cooked meal every day. And once I started cooking for them and making their meals, and I went through a detox program with even the dogs, they no longer have any more aluminum in the body. So I know it was from the dog food. But I was just sharing with you, a hair mineral analysis is something that everybody should do once or twice a year, just to keep up with your body system. So when you're having a pain, you can go, oh, that pain means, oh, okay, I must be low on sodium. And everyone relates high blood pressure to sodium. But sodium is a very important mineral for the body. Sodium actually helps to keep the balance in your body. It helps the body fluids stay balanced. So sodium plays a major role. But when sodium is too high, yes, that's when it can relate to high blood pressure. But here's how sodium relates to hair loss. When there is a lack of sodium, okay, it causes many problems, and your hair cannot grow properly, because one, sodium and potassium are 2 best friends. They work together. And if you're lacking in sodium, it's likely you're lacking in potassium. And remember, I told you a lack of potassium is definitely going to cause things to happen in your hair. Phosphorus is another one. Most people connect phosphorus to calcium. Phosphorus and calcium are 2 best friends. They work together. They help to build hair structure. They make it strong and healthy. But a lack of phosphorus will make your hair brittle and make your hair thin. It's just same with calcium. A lack of calcium will weaken your hair and make your hair brittle. Well, phosphorus is the same. So if any of you are on this call and you're going, my hair is dry, my hair is brittle, what I'm going to suggest to you is we need to get a hair mineral analysis. And yes, you do not have to come to my office to do a hair mineral analysis. We actually do it where you can order a hair mineral analysis through our site. We will send you a kit, instructions, and a video of how you need to give me that sample. You will send that sample back to me, because I'll send it to you in a postage paid envelope so you can get it back to me. Once I get your sample back, I work with my doctor who do the lab testing. And when the results come back, we send the results back to you. And now I'm going to go over with you in detail everything that's going on in your body, from your calcium to your sulfur. And then I'm going to explain to you what the next step is for you, now that we see this is what you're lacking in, or now that we see this is what you have too much in. This is where I'm sharing with you, well, obviously you might be experiencing this symptom, that symptom, and most of the time we are dead on. We are spot on. So it is an amazing test that I would tell you, everyone, a hair mineral analysis. You know how you guys go every year for your annual to your doctor? Well, a hair mineral analysis should be a part of that annual routine that you do. Selenium is another very, very, very important mineral for hair. Selenium helps fight damage in your body, including your hair, because it supports your immune system. And selenium, just a little off track for a moment, is a very important mineral for your thyroid. So if you're somebody on this call that you were told you have a thyroid issue, whether it's hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, your selenium is one of the reasons for it. A lack of selenium will cause your thyroid to have problems, because the thyroid cannot function without a balance of selenium. And again, if you have a thyroid problem, trust me, most of you have a hair loss problem. So now we need to look at selenium could be the root cause. And in this conversation, we're talking about root causes here. We're not talking about trying to fix it topically with a cream and a lotion that has selenium in it. No, What will need to happen is, one, you need to first, let's see what minerals you are deficient in. And then let's do the testing. And then let's build out a whole nutritional plan, a revamp or reboot for you to rebuild back your whole entire life. And not only will it affect your hair, but it's going to affect your whole overall body system. Because if you're dealing with hair loss, you're dealing with some other issues too. Sulfur is another very, very, very important mineral for your hair. Sulfur is actually the building block for hair because it's found in keratin. And you know, keratin is the protein for that hair. When you are lacking in sulfur, oh, you have a lot of hair loss. I usually see people with alopecia and different things like that. And alopecia is an autoimmune disease. But please understand, if you are dealing with an autoimmune issue, you are also dealing with a mineral imbalance. They all work together. Just like I will say this, if you are dealing with a gut health issue, you are also dealing with a mineral imbalance. If you are dealing with a health issue, you are also dealing with a mineral imbalance. Because remember, I told you, your body cannot function without minerals. It is the fuel that ignites your body's engine. And when you do not have enough minerals, when your body is lacking an imbalance of minerals and vitamins, it's going to tell you. It's going to tell you through pain. It's going to tell you through problems. B12 is another one. B12 is so important for your health. B12 is crucial for making red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your hair follicles. A deficiency in B12, it's like starving your hair because your hair won't be able to get the oxygen it needs, and it's going to cause hair loss. And B6 is also very important. B6 is also a very important mineral for those with thyroid issues. If you have a thyroid issue, your selenium is low, your B6 is off, your copper and your zinc is also not in balance. But B6 helps your body to use and store energy from protein and carbohydrates. And it's important for hair color maintenance also. So a lack of B6 will cause hair loss because your hair isn't getting enough energy it needs to grow. I can go on and on about these vitamins and minerals, and this is why I wanted to share this time with you all to understand when we are looking at hair loss, when we are looking at hair problems, when we are looking at skin problems, we need to look internal also for the problem. Vitamin A is a very, very important mineral because vitamin A is all about cell growth, including your hair cells. So growth period with our body, we need vitamin A. The hair cells need vitamin A because it helps the skin glands make oily substances called sebum. So vitamin A helps in the production of sebum, which moisturizes the scalp. Well, if you're lacking in vitamin A, you have the driest scalp you've ever seen. And yeah, you can put all kind of oils, all sorts of stuff, but if the scalp is still dry, there's a deficiency there of vitamin E. Vitamin C is also a friend to your hair. It helps you to absorb iron, and it also helps in the making of collagen, a protein that strengthens your hair. But if you are lacking in vitamin C, your hair is brittle, your hair is weak, and your hair is prone to breaking. So I'm hoping you all understand how these minerals and vitamins play a major role in the condition, in the health of your hair. I know, and I will say this, many women, a lot of us, we have lost a lot of hair in the last few years because of how we were taking care of our hair. Hair loss is an internal issue, but hair loss can be an external issue if we're not taking care of our hair right. If we're doing a lot of chemical services, if we're doing a lot of things that are pulling and breaking the hair, those things will also cause hair loss. But I'm not talking about the external issues of why we caused our own hair loss. I'm talking about the issues where you're thinking, I don't know why I'm losing my hair. Well, I'm here to tell you, a mineral can address the factor. And the way the body is, our body can heal itself in the right environment. All of you who felt you could never have hair again, you don't know that. The follicle, the hair could be just dormant. And what we need to do is we need to activate it again. We need to get nutrients to it. We need to stimulate blood flow to it. All of these things could possibly make that hair grow again. And this is the reason why some years ago I developed my hair care line, because it was about stimulating blood flow back to the hair, to the cell, to the follicle. Remember, I'm a nutritionist, and I shared with you guys, I started out as a hairstylist, and it was because of hair loss. And because I wanted to help people learn how to grow their hair back, I developed natural ways or ways that were nutritionally based. All of my products contain the magnesium, the selenium, the iron, the copper, the zinc. It has all that in it. And one of my main products is a coffee oil. And why did I develop a coffee oil? Because I wanted to help you get the blood flow running again. Coffee stimulates the blood. And when coffee stimulates the blood, remember I said in the beginning, blood carries the nutrients to all of the organs and glands in the body. But if you're nutritionally deficient, while blood is going around feeding all the organs and glands, the hair cells and the skin cells are the last on the totem pole to get some of these nutrients from blood. Well, when I developed the coffee oil is where I'm actually using an oil with a dropper. I think, I don't want to open this. Is this one this is the coffee oil. It's called Caffeine HRT. It's a coffee infused hair and skin oil. But the purpose of it, in this dropper, you open the dropper, put a few drops on your scalp, massage it through, and it is now that caffeine is stimulating the blood, is making the blood come to the follicle. And in that blood, there is your magnesium and your selenium and your zinc and your copper. And this is how your hair can get thick again. And this is how your hair can grow. We've already talked about vitamin D, and I can't stress that enough. Most of us on this call, I would say 8 out of 10 people have been told they have a vitamin D deficiency. So when we start working on our vitamin D, we help our skin, we help our hair. And vitamin E is also very important because vitamin E helps with the healing. And when we are lacking in vitamin E, our hair is very dull and our hair can become damaged. And the last one on my list is vitamin K. Now, most people don't even know about vitamin K, but vitamin K is a very, 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 very important mineral because it has a lot to do with blood health. Vitamin K actually helps with other minerals to do its job. Well, a deficiency of vitamin K may not directly cause the hair loss, but it can impact your overall health. Vitamin K actually has a lot to do with gut health. So these are the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to protect your hair, to help your hair grow back. I'm not saying stop buying the topical products, but if you're buying a topical product, make sure that it's a natural product. Make sure that it is like someone has here, fenugreek seeds, black cumin oil, all of those things are great. I actually have on my YouTube channel, I've created a mask for you out of fenugreek. I have a lot of, if you go to my Ask Debbie About Hair and Health YouTube channel, you'll see I have lots of videos showing you how to make hair treatments for your hair out of food, out of the natural ingredients, out of fenugreek, out of rice, out of onions, all of these things. And I made these videos years ago. And from that, I've seen thousands more people make their own videos showing how rice water and onion help the hair, rice water by itself, the fenugreek, all of these different things which work. And again, as someone says, aloe good for your hair. Absolutely. That's why I developed a hair care line with aloe in it, a skincare line too. But I felt that this was just very important because hair loss is a topic that affects so many people. It takes away your confidence. It takes away your self-esteem. And depression is one of the worst things that statistically 1 out of 3 people are dealing with depression. So I feel I need to do my part. If I can do something so that you don't get depressed, because if your depression started because of your hair loss, it's like, okay, wait, no. We can fix that. Because once a person starts going through depression, sometimes you can't come back from that. And my thing is, I don't want you to get there. There is hope. There is relief. We need to change our diet. And another reason why a lot of us are experiencing depression is because of our gut health. And that is because 80% of our hormones are produced in the gut, specifically serotonin, dopamine. The serotonin is the feel-good hormone. Well, if your body can't produce that feel-good hormone, guess what? You don't feel good mentally. You're disturbed, you're irritable, you're angry, you're depressed. So gut health is also very important. And in my practice, I have gut health programs. I have a liver health program. I have a kidney health program. I have a whole gamut of programs. Right now, we're wrapping up my 7-day reset, excuse me, which is a program to help you learn how to reactivate your body to start your new journey on a healthy road. So I'm hoping you all enjoyed my call with you today. If you have some, I'll take a few questions before we go, because I know some people was like, I needed to ask a question. You didn't answer any question. But I try not to stay on here too long because I know after a while you're like, okay, what else you got, lady? I got to go. Any questions you have for me? Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks for telling me the information was awesome. Hi, T Boogie. Where am I located? I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a New Yorker, but I've been down here for 20 years. But that's where I am located. Someone said, can menopause affect your hair? Absolutely. So when you are going through menopause, and this is a topic that I'm actually going to do a video on, when we are addressing menopause, we need to go back to our gut. Because remember, like I said, all diseases begin in the gut. All health issues begin in the gut. We need to look at the menopause is hormonal. Well, if your body is not being able to produce the hormones that you need, then yeah, you're going to have these issues. And so I have people who once was going through the postmenopausal. After we went on a nutritional program, that's all gone. Everything that you need for your body starts here. It starts with nutrition first. Everything. Will flaxseed gel grow my hair? Absolutely. I'm about to do a video about flaxseed. So Angel said, will flaxseed gel grow my hair? Flaxseed, and I actually have a video on my YouTube channel too, where I'm showing you how to make your own flaxseed gel for your hair. Now, even though I have a hair care line, I still make product. I still do videos to show you how to make your own, because it's like, I know my stuff is good, but you need to learn how to do other stuff. Buy my stuff if you want, but here's some ways that you can still help your body without having to spend a dime. But yeah, flaxseed is actually one of my favorites, and I'm going to share a secret with you guys about flaxseed. There are studies out there that shows how flaxseed can help with cancer. And I'm writing up my video right now about all of the studies that show how when they've added flaxseed into the diet, specifically for breast cancer, they started to see the cancer dies. The cancer, flaxseed helps to starve the cancer cells. So yes, flaxseed can help your hair and your overall, overall health. Oh, thanks, Fred, for sending me roses. I just caught it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. How do you feel about Botana oil? If it's natural, I like it. It's a good oil. I'm an oil person. I have oils. I have a rosemary oil product. My Pure 7 natural product, which was my first product that I developed, was an oil base. And the reason for it is because I was like, okay, how can I get nutrients to the follicle this way and also help them eat right this way? So I developed the Pure 7 natural line. And as a matter of fact, I don't know where that paper is, Jay, that you had given me to tell you guys the specials that I have for this week. I don't have it, honey. I think I probably have taken it and went some other part of the house. But yes, that oil is a very good oil as long as it's natural. You are a blessing to many. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Divine. Thank you for saying that. I just call myself the messenger. I research. I'm a researcher. I'll stay up all day, all night. I love, love, love research. Actually, I really feel my first love was to be a lawyer. Loved law. My dad told me if I finished school and he was going to buy me a brand new BMW. But unfortunately, in my early 20s, I chose to get married. Yeah, I'm looking in every camera for that. And I didn't go to law school like I should have. I chose to get married. But anyhow, I still have that lawyer mentality. I say that to say I'm a researcher. I research everything because A plus B needs to equal C. And before I share it with you, I need to see the research. I need to see the studies. I need to see the science, all of that. So yes, for that question. How about a mixture of flaxseed with aloe vera gel? Oh, that sounds amazing because aloe vera is the most powerful plant for hair and skin. So anything you do with aloe vera is going to be a success. As a matter of fact, I need you to get that for me, Jay. I don't know where it is. Maybe just print out another one. As a matter of fact, I have developed a skincare line. Sorry. I developed a skincare line because in nutrition, I was seeing a lot of people with acne, a lot of people with rash, a lot of different things. And I said, okay, there's not enough plant-based skincare products out there. So I developed a plant-based skincare line. We're just in the launching stage of it, but the main ingredient in it is aloe. Why? Because aloe is the healer of all things natural. So the person that asked about aloe, yes. And we had some deals going on for you guys to check out. But of course, that's why I told you not to give me that paper. And I said I wanted to leave the paper here on the table. You had it mixed with my other stuff. Huh? Okay, yeah, I was like, don't put it in my hand because I'm going to lose it. I'm sorry. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I have. If you guys want to go to my site, I have two. My skincare line is pure7naturals.com, Pure, the number 7, naturals with an S.com. There you will see the line. We really haven't launched it yet, but it's an amazing line. Some people have bought samples of it, and everyone is raving about how amazing their skin has been reacting to it. Someone sent me pictures that she used to have skin tags and started using my face wash, which is it's 99% aloe vera. Now the face tags, after she said she had them for 5 years, they're gone. And I'm like, oh my God. So I keep hearing all these amazing stories about my skincare line. But again, as a nutritionist, I wanted to develop a plant-based line. I wanted to develop something that was really plant-based, that was really sustainable, that really can help you on the outside while I'm still helping you on the inside. So please go check out my skincare line. On Instagram, Instagram and TikTok, we're trying to build up that skincare line. Like I said, I just launched it. So go give Pure 7 Naturals a subscription or a follow on TikTok and Instagram because they're new. Now, on my other channels, we got millions of people, but that Pure 7 is slowly growing thanks for the TikTok algorithm changing. But anyhow, I digress. Please follow me at Pure 7 Naturals on Instagram and TikTok. And if you're not following me here, please follow me at Ask Debbie About Hair. All you got to do is type in Ask Debbie. I will pop up. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. And definitely follow me on YouTube. YouTube, that's my baby. That's where I get to tell my stories long, a whole story about everything. So this week we have our coffee hair products. And like I mentioned, I developed the coffee products because the caffeine in coffee stimulates blood flow to the follicle. Stimulation to the follicle brings nutrients to the follicle, feeding the follicle internally when it is a living cell. Hair dies when it comes out of the scalp, but inside it is a living cell that needs nutrients too. So we're having a sell on all of my coffee products. I have a coffee-infused scalp scrub. Why did I develop a scrub, an exfoliating scrub? Because we have a lot of dead skin cells on the scalp. We have a lot of buildup. Many of us are wearing all kind of natural styles and sprays and stuff, and the scalp gets a buildup, and that can cause a problem. That can lead to a lot of things, bacteria and so much more. So I have a coffee-infused scalp scrub. We have the caffeine HRT elixir, which I showed you, which this is my baby. This will thicken your hair up because the nutrients are coming directly to the follicle. Caffeine stimulates blood flow. And when you open it up, it smells like a cup of coffee. This is natural. We literally took coffee beans and made an oil out of it. So all of these products are on sale this week. What's the code they use? Is it the Winter Hair 10? Mm-hmm. Okay, if you go to the site, the code is Winter Hair 10. Now, after this video, after my team download it, you'll see a description there. If you don't catch it now, you can come back to the description box and get it. The code is Winter Hair 10 for all of that. And that's all this weekend. There's $10 off all bundles. There's 30% off the skincare line. They're giving away my skincare line. 30%, but that's okay. Listen, I want you to buy the skincare line because I need your feedback. I need your reviews, whether they're good or bad. I need it all because this will help me improve what I'm doing. So please check out. Say the website. Pure 7 Natural. Okay, my boss is over here telling me what I got to do. So the hair site is hairandscalpmeds.com. All in one word. Hair and scalp meds, MEDS.com. The skincare line is pure7naturals.com. Please support me. Please let me know what you like, what you don't like. Also, I'd love for you to put the comments in here, some of the things you want me to talk about on my live. Please, if there's things that I need to address and you want to learn more, let me know. Send me some comments so I can keep this movement going. Thank you all for joining me on my live. And I will see, is there something, well, hold on. Boss, is there something else I need to tell you? Oh, okay. I thought she was talking to me. I will see you next Friday, 1 o'clock. Be here, because I will. Bye.